Have you ever seen someone walking through life like they are invisible? Not because they want to be, but because they don't know how to exist out loud. Meet Amar, a quiet young man in his 20s, walking the bustling college campus like a shadow in a daylight. Everyone around him is busy being someone, laughing, shouting, leaving. But Amar, he drifts. You would probably pass by him without a second glance. And that is exactly how he lived for years. But what if I told you? It is not that he doesn't want to speak, it is that he cannot. Every time he tries, his voice betrays him, his throat lock, his mind spinals, and all that comes out of broken syllable and awkward silence. And in college, where loudness often equals confidence, that's social suicide. You would think people would be kind, but no. One day in class, Amar raised his hand, trembling, hopeful, and tried to answer. What followed was disaster. His words shattered, and laughter erupted. Bro, sounds like my Wi-Fi during a power cut. Someone joked. They did not mean to be cruel. Maybe, but you know how those things goes. The whole class laughed, including the girl Amar admired for afar. That moment crushed him. Have you ever felt so embarrassed you want to disappear? Amar lived in that feeling every day. But life has this weird way of sending the right person when you are on the edge of giving up. It's the entry of Sapna, a confident, the kind of person who commands attention without saying a word. She noticed Amar, not out of pity, out of curiosity. One day, while sitting at the library bench, she spoke to him. You know, Justly used to shuttle too, she said, flipping a page casually. Amar blinked. Unsure. You are talking to me? Yes, she smiled. You look like someone who has a lot to say. That one line was the spark. She became his guide, not by fixing him, but by showing him he did not need fixing. She handed him stories, real ones, of a warriors, revolutionaries, leader who once struggled like him. She reminded him the great voices are not always born loud. Sometimes they start as whispers. You're probably wondering, did it work? Did Amar magically become confident? Not immediately. Growth is not a straight road. He tried. He failed. He practiced. He practiced speeches alone in classrooms, recorded his voice at night, stated at mirrors whispering, you can't do this. And when he wanted to give up, Sapna reminded him, speak once, just once, not for them, for you. And then the moment arrived. College feast, packed auditorium. Amar's name was announced as a surprise guest speaker. You would feel the tension in the room. Phones were ready. Even his so-called friends leaned forward, expecting train wreck. Amar stepped onto the stage, shaking, terrified. Every step felt like walking on glass. But he remembered something. He remembered Sapna's listening. He took a deep breath, looked at the mic, and spoke. My name is Amar, and I have spent most of my life avoiding this moment. A mic, a crowd, you. The auditorium fell into stunned silence. I thought if I spoke, you would laugh. And you did. You might do again. But I have realized courage is not speaking without fear, it is speaking with it. It was not a perfect speech, it was an honest one. And that made all the difference. The room stood still. Then thunderous applause. The same people who once laughed, now clapping with wet eyes. Amar did not just speak, he echoed. And then came the most beautiful moment. Later that evening, under the golden sky near the college garden, Amar turned to Sapna and asked, did you like the speech? She smiled. I didn't like it. Paused for a moment And then she said, I loved it. He smiled back, a different man now, not because he spoke, but because he was heard. Would you have a coffee with a guy who stutters but never gives up? He asked. Sapna laughed. I would go anywhere with a man who found his voice. And there they were, two peoples, no drama, no fireworks, just quiet victory, a love story born not from the perfections, but from a courage. Because sometimes the loudest love stories are whispered, and sometimes the person you have been waiting to become, it's already inside you, just waiting to speak. I hope this video resonates with you. If you find it enjoyable, please consider clicking the like button, share it with your friends and subscribing to our channel. Till then, take care.